Okay guys, this is Frosty. I'm doing this in stages because I've already taken this off. It fits right in here, just like that, and you just pry it up. It's got glue on it and it comes off. You can see the sticky glue on here. Just peels off. This is the new one back here, and I've got to clean it off a little bit. Now give me 1 second, my wife's moving my rubber gloves. There we go. I've got to clean that off with some alcohol, and I don't like those. We'll try these. Got some different rubber gloves. You know, when I was working as a nurse, I always kept rubber gloves. I'd show up at night. I worked on the same unit the last part of my life. Was the neurosurgical unit, neurosurgery and head injuries, bleeds, stuff like that. I always kept gloves because my hands are so big. I always had extra large. Well, I better answer that or it's going to continue dinging. All right, there we go. Now, we'll clean this off. Put a little alcohol in this rag and make sure that all the glue and everything is off here. I had a guy tell me one time that he said, you don't have to take all that off. Glue's glue, and the new one, when you put it on, it'll stick right to that. And I thought, well, if that was the case, the manufacturer wouldn't ask you to remove the glue. Glue gets old, guys. I found that out with Crazy Glue. Crazy Glue will continue to set. It'll do good when you first put it on, but it continues to set. And eventually it turns into like a crystal, and you don't have any glue at all. So this has been on there since, I guess, since it was made, since the motorcycle was made. So you figure it's just an 18 model. It's made probably in 17, somewhere in that area. So it's been on there a while. I'm not going to take any chances with putting that thing on there and it coming off, because I'll tell you, that's heavy. The one I took off was cheap plastic, and I do mean cheap plastic. It's unsettling how cheap that was. That black one I just showed you, it was pretty bad. And I'm like, you pay $28,000, somewhere in that area, 24, 26, whatever, for these motorcycles. Hell, some of them are $40-some thousand now on the CVOs. That custom vehicle operations. I guess you're paying somebody else to put everything on your motorcycle that you're going to eventually put on yourself. I kind of like doing it myself, to be honest with you. I want to try to get every little speck of this off. Some of it's not wanting to come off very easy. Sorry it's taking a while. This little 5-second job turned into quite a while. And here's the connector that goes back on. I'm gonna clean it off. Get all this off cleaned out in here while I'm here, and I can get to it. There's any reason not to clean this area out. And I'll show you how this goes back on. Got my little bench here, my little stool. I'm not so sure that I care for how this is going to go back on. This is a little ring in here, that little metal ring, and it screws right on this. And see, that's what holds it in place. That little metal ring is just laying in this cap right now. I mean, I'll take it out here in a second. You can see just a little metal ring, but I'm waiting on this to dry. Make sure I got all of it off. And it just circles back onto that cap. I'm not sure I care for that very much. The way that it I'll dry that off somewhat. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is driving me insane. I had my phone on silence, and as soon as I turned it off, it starts dinging. Oh my God, drama. Don't go into healthcare if you ever want to do anything. It's just never-ending drama. And mostly it's about people that don't want to do their job. And and my wife tells them she's not going to do it for them. Anywho, all right, I think I've about got this. The big thing, at least my understanding of the big thing, is when you put this thing on, you have to take your fingernail and rub it so it'll activate. Well, you can use your fingernail or you can use something else. It does just as good. I guess it's this thing right here. And you know, I sit back and I wonder sometimes if you really have to do that. But then when I took that one off that was on there, it was on, I guess, with 3M tape, same as all the others. But I noticed that when I took it off, it wasn't sticking everywhere. It just stuck in some places. And maybe you do have to really rub this to get it to adhere good. I don't know. But that's what the manufacturer says. You gotta rub your fingernails on this and to get it to activate. So I'm gonna use this as a fingernail. Works just as good. And rub this sucker and get it activated good. And then somebody's out riding. Here I'm going by. There's that little ring that I was showing you that goes back in there. It will match up because it's chrome. Trying to get myself situated here. The seat. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'll just tell it like it is. As you get older, and I told somebody this one time and I said it and they thought I was joking, but I wasn't. You know, and I said, you know, gravity don't just pull on boobs. And she didn't get it. And I said, honey, just because gravity is pulling on them things and making them sag, you got to remember, oh, this is turning into a fiasco. You got to remember that a man's got things hanging down there too that gravity might want to pull on. All right, let me get something here I can do this with, because it ain't one to go comfortably, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. This is a pin punch, and I don't think it's on straight. I think it's on crooked, to be honest with you. I wish, to be honest with you, that this was had a plug that you just stuck in there and you didn't have to deal with that. And if this plug will fit, I think that's what I'm going to do, because I really don't. Hang on a minute. Let me see if this will work. Probably not. No, it won't. It's made to put this back on there because you don't want to discontinue this. Or disconnect it. Let me give a break here, guys. Alrighty, guys. That was one hell of a fiasco there. Now let's see if I can get this boy in there where he goes. hold it on and make it stick. That's a hell of a deal there. I don't know what's going on outside. I think it's a street sweeper. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Turned into a real job. Let me see if I can get my little hand here. I've been using put everything on there with. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but I'll give it a different view here in a minute. This little short video is turned into a long video. Yeah, I know somebody's going to say something about me petting on the motorcycle, but I like, if you're out riding, things happen. Motorcycle gets dirty. That's just a fact of life. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It happens. I've had my bike so dirty you couldn't tell what color it is. I've rode many miles. And I'll tell you, you can either keep them clean or not. It's up to you. It looked out pretty good. Happy with that. Happy with the way that seals in there. Worked out pretty good, actually. Now, let me take these gloves off. Here, unscrew the GoPro mount. Thank you, Gary Rathman. Gary was the one that said, just mount it over top and you can get a good view of it. I'm kicking the alcohol around down here. And I mounted it to the windshield. And there it is. I think it looks pretty good, guys. I really like it. There's a black plastic seal behind that mesh. So that mesh is always gonna look that way because it's got a drain, drains the water out and all that. So I'm gonna walk inside. You have to pardon me. I'm holding this thing without a handle, just kind of free carrying it, hoping it's pointing at my face. And that's the hallway down to my den. And go in here and end this video. I'm not I'm not going to show my den. I got a lot of things in here that I want a lot of people to see. It's not illegal or anything, just stuff. Got a hobby most of you know about, so a lot of items sitting around all over the place. But that's the install, and that's all there is to it. Not difficult, easy to do, and it looks really good when it's done. It's Frosty, guys, and I'm out.